What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about if Days Gone was massively disappointing. Now, we've been doing this for a lot of the major games or movies that come out. It's basically where I just talk about the game in general. I talk about if it maybe reached the hype or basically if it's what we expected it all to be. And Days Gone, I feel like, is a very, very interesting game, especially with this type of video, because I feel like to a lot of people, especially, day one or even when the embargo lifted and all these people that sounded like they were going to really love it or said that they really loved this game or whatever, they come out and they say, you know what, I didn't. Greg Miller, formerly IGN, he's a kind of funny. He was one of the biggest people that I can think of that when they had the preview event, he said he loved the game. He was really, really impressed by it. And then when the review embargo lifted, he said how basically massively disappointed he was that this game really, really let him down. And I feel like we saw that through a lot of different people, through, all of the social media platforms. There was a lot of disappointment when it comes to this game. To me, my personal opinion, Alex from Podcast Now, I say no, this game isn't massively disappointing. I think it's all about where you set your expectations going into this game, and this game had one of the more up and down expectations that I've personally ever seen for a video game. And I talked about it leading into this game releasing. I talked about it in the preview. I talked about it in several of even the standalone videos I recorded, not the Days Gone community series with Tyler. But I had talked about, when this game was first announced, let's go back to the beginning. When this game was first announced, this game was massive. This game really looked like something special, and so many people were excited. There were, comparisons to The Last of Us and, the zombie games dying out, or is it becoming, too many zombie games out in the market, things like that. But for the most part, there was a lot of hype. When the game went quiet and there wasn't a lot shown of the game and there wasn't a lot talked about the game, people's opinions of this game definitely dropped. And I think it dropped to a pretty low level where people were not excited for this game. People were not expecting much. People were ready to write it off. Then we got the series of trailers, the kind of making of, and the differently, there was the story trailer, there was the trailer that focused on his motorcycle. But when they really started pumping coverage and pumping videos into this video game, about this video game online, people's expectations shot, I think, through the roof. And it did seem a little bit unrealistic of the people that said how excited they were. And I don't know, I haven't polled those people, I haven't talked to all those people. I don't know if they're all disappointed in this game, but I can tell you I tried to keep my expectations as still as I possibly could. I basically had the same viewpoint of this game I did when I first saw this game all the way through when this game was coming out. I knew that it's from Sony Bend. Sony Bend last made a PlayStation Vita game, Uncharted Golden Abyss. This is their first game in the AAA, and this is their first game open world too. They're trying something different. They're trying something they have never ever done before, and they're jumping from a freaking Vita game to a AAA PS4 game at the end of a console generation. It took them a lot of years to make Days Gone. It's a much longer development time than most games will ever be given by any company, and they should consider themselves thankful that Sony, let them do that. But at the same time, you gotta give them some slack. I think, and the more I play Days Gone, the more I actually really do like Days Gone. I think it's got a lot of great ideas. I think it's got a lot of promise and potential there, and I do think they messed up on a lot of different things in this game, though. The controls, the immersiveness, some of the characters, there's a lot that's not right with Days Gone, but there's so much potential for a future game if they're just given the chance. I think if everything that they tried to do in this game was done right, and if they could fully realize what they set out to do, I think this could be a top-level franchise for Sony. In that way, I am not disappointed. I didn't go into this game, and I know we made a video saying, could this game be a Game of the Year contender? I know we said that. And I do believe, when Tyler and I said it, we did say that it has a good chance. I'm not going to lie and say, well, we never said that or I didn't mean it like that. I did think it had a potential to be a Game of the Year because I do think, I saw a lot of people, the promise of this game was pretty high, and I did think it would review pretty well, and I thought that people would be able, I thought it could actually make it. And this is a pretty rough year for video games anyway. There's not a lot of really amazing video games out this year, but there's no doubt they made some mistakes here. But I really did didn't try and get myself overhyped about this game or underhyped. I was super excited about it when it first came out. I still had expectations for it and still thought it was going to be pretty good when everybody else kind of dropped off, and I noticed that. I mean, I saw people and I was like, you know what? Why are you all jumping off, the wagon? Why are you doing this? And then when everybody came back stronger than ever, it's like, where have you been? I've been here this whole time. So I feel like, with that kind of mindset in place, I wasn't going into Days Gone expecting it to change the game. Okay, I didn't expect something radically different, something we've never seen before. I was expecting a game kind of like this, a game that has potential, a game that it's trying to do different things. And in a way, it's the same as Guerrilla Games. If Horizon Zero Dawn came out and was like this, it wouldn't be the game that we all think of Horizon as. I think Horizon is a better game than Days Gone, I'll say that too. Horizon, I think, did the open world stuff better. I think it did the storytelling better. I think Guerrilla Games did a really good job pivoting. At the same time, they were always a AAA studio, though. They switched from Killzone to Horizon Zero Dawn, but they still made AAA games. You're jumping, again, from a Vita game to a PlayStation 4 game. So I think Sony Bend kind of came from way further behind than Guerrilla Games did. But it's the same kind of thing. I mean, they tried, they did some things different, and it's the same kind of realm of a game that Horizon Zero Dawn is. It just didn't work out as well. Is the game a massive disappointment? I think to a lot of people the answer is yes. To me, the answer is no. I do not think this game massively let me down. I'm not disappointed. I'm not saying, you know what, I was expecting this game to save this year for me. No, I got Mortal Kombat the same week I got Days Gone. Mortal Kombat I have for one reason, Days Gone I have for another. I'm going to play Days Gone. May is a really rough month for games. There's really nothing coming out that interests me, so I'm going to be playing Days Gone through that. June's got Crash, and then it just, there's other games that will come out. Days Gone to me was never the game that I'll play for the next year, that I'll just be able to jump back into and explore the world. It was never going to be that game for me. It was going to be a game to get me through a month or two until I play another game for a completely different reason. So that is the expectation I set for Days Gone, and it did not disappoint me. But I do understand. I understand that it disappointed people. But the ultimate question is, was it a massive disappointment in general? I really, again, hope that it wasn't a disappointment in terms of sales, because I really want this game to sell well. I want it to do well enough so that Sony Bend gets at least a second chance, that if they want to do... Now, the plan all along could have maybe not been to make a Days Gone 2. Maybe they make a brand new game. But if they want to make a Days Gone 2, I hope they're allowed the opportunity to do that so we can really see if they can take it to the next level. And if you guys want to play Days Gone, or if you want to play any game for that matter, or even watch any movie, we have a link in the description below. It's through Gamefly, and it's a link to their free trial. If you guys click that, if you go through with it, it helps support us on the channel if you guys choose to do so. But you can choose to enter their free trial. It's 30 days. You get a game at a time or a movie at a time, but you can try and milk it for as much as you can get it. You guys can rent Days Gone. You can play it for yourself, and you can do it for absolutely free. It gets you into an actual subscription service after. You can cancel it before it gets there if you want. So you can try this service just for 1 month for completely free, and you guys can even rent Days Gone or any of the newer games that came out. Mortal Kombat, there's been a lot of games that have just recently come out. You guys can check that out, again, if you want to, in the description below. It would help the channel out if you choose to do so. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what did you think about Days Gone? Is it a massive disappointment to you? Do you think it's a massive disappointment in general to the gaming industry? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And thank you, as always, for watching these videos. We got more Days Gone content coming every single day on our channel, and I hope to see you guys there.